Hello and welcome to another episode of PodcastDX, the show that brings you interviews with people just like you.
Sorry.
Whose lives were forever changed by a medical diagnosis. I'm Lita.
I'm Ron.
And I'm the Sandman.
Collectively, we are the host of PodcastDX. On today's show, we are talking about sleep.
That's right, and according to the National Sleep Foundation, we need between 14 and 17 hours of sleep per day.
Sorry to tell you, but that statistic is for newborns.
Oh.
Newborns need to get a lot of sleep.
And 14 to 17 hours a day for us oldborns or oldsters sounds about right anyway, too.
Yeah, that's something they got to work on. They got to change that statistic.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to getting enough sleep in terms of hours spent sleeping, the quality of that sleep is extremely important.
While you sleep, your body performs a number of necessary functions. Your brain goes through a self-cleaning cycle. Literally, it washes away built-up toxins and waste from between your cells.
And our bodies also produce more white blood cells while we sleep. These cells go on to fight infection, and they beef up your immune system.
Also, when we sleep, our blood pressure lowers and our hearts can take a little bit of a break. And when we sleep, our bodies are also releasing hormones that slow breathing and relax our other muscles in the body, which can help reduce inflammation and improve healing.
Wow. Before we started researching sleep, I had no idea that without enough quality sleep that you're at a greater risk of becoming obese, developing heart disease or high blood pressure, and even diabetes.
Oh.
I can see a trend here. Sleep appears to be extremely important. While we sleep, our hormone levels balance out. The hormones that make you feel hungry or full, they need this time to come back into balance. If you don't get enough sleep, then your hunger hormone levels increase, and the hormones that help signal when you're full decrease. It follows that inadequate or poor quality sleep can lead to overeating and even obesity.
Exactly. That's why I need 17 hours of sleep. It's all part of my grand weight loss program.
Guess what, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you know that when we get a good night's sleep, hormone levels, our energy level, and our stress levels all have a chance to balance out?
No.
Nope.
Studies have shown the body's recovery process is necessary to counter the effects of depression. And depression is more common in people who get less than, guess what?
What?
Less than 7 hours of
sorry.
sleep each night.
Okay.
Gene. If you have difficulty getting to sleep that is not related to a medical condition, you may want to try breathing exercises.
Okay. Well,
That's like where you have a weight over your mouth and you breathe out and you push the weight up and then you breathe in and the weight falls on your nose. No? That's not a breathing exercise?
That sounds extraordinarily dangerous and not at all feasible.
Okay.
But if you close your eyes
Yeah.
and you focus on your breath as you slowly inhale and exhale, and you feel the air as you breathe deep and all the way down into your belly, and then as you exhale, allow any tension to leave your body. I guess that worked.
Okay. I'm up.
Okay.
Guess what? Another option to help you relax into sleep is called guided imagery.
Okay.
With guided imagery, you focus on an image, a series of images, or even a story.
And probably nice images.
Yes.
Or nice stories. I mean,
Right.
if you want to relax, it's got to be, yeah.
I personally love to listen to the directed guided imagery CDs, and you can get it at Apple Music, by Belle Ruth Naparstek, and it's Naparstek.
Okay.
And I did actually, before I found that her stuff online, I had somebody, a counselor, walk me through guided imagery, and it wasn't pleasant, and it was disturbing, and I no longer see that counselor.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So it's got to be the right guided imagery.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like being on an island with a tall glass of your favorite drink.
Yes.
With an umbrella in it.
Yes.
Sure. But then you have to be very specific. Like, you have to sit there and picture the color of the drink, the level of the drink.
Oh, I am.
Okay.
He's on his way to an island, I see. With guided imagery, you want to be in a safe, comfortable position, number one.
Not driving.
This is very true. Wow.
Yeah.
Do we have to have these safety? Do we have to put these safety things in here so that people don't sue us?
Yes, it's all about not getting sued.
Not while driving. No guided imagery while driving or operating heavy machinery. You can then close your eyes and mentally walk through a story or a memory which you find calming. Yeah, we're relaxing today.
Sorry.
Visualize all the details of the story as slowly and as detailed as you can. If you find yourself worrying or that your mind is racing, take a moment and allow your focus to return to that imagery. As with the breathing exercises, meditation, and progressive muscle relaxation, guided imagery takes practice.
We also have a few additional tips which may make it easier for you to fall asleep. If possible, make your bedroom as dark and quiet as possible. Try to turn off electronics like your phone, your TV. You may even want to think about moving your clock away from you, if people even use clocks anymore.
Yeah.
Don't be too upset with yourself if you can't fall asleep right away. However, if you are still awake for more than 20 minutes in bed, you may want to think about moving to a different part of the house. And do something relaxing for a bit. When you feel tired, head back to bed.
Good.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Great. Another strategy for better sleep is to get some time in the sun during the day. Multiple studies have shown that getting at least 2 hours of sunlight or other bright light while you are awake can help your sleep quality.
And keep in mind, however, that light exposure when you are awake during the day, although that has its benefits, light exposure at night is actually detrimental and will be working against you.
True. So the light from electronic devices like smartphones, computers, other electronic screens, that's called blue light. To help negate the effects of blue light, you may want to use a filter on your electronic device or an application that reduces the amount of blue light emitted by your device. If you're a parent, you might want to suggest to your children to not use their phones, computers, electronic devices in bed when they're supposed to be sleeping.
Good point.
And studies have also shown that turning off any bright lights or your TV at least 2 hours before your bedtime can actually help you fall asleep faster as well.
Oh, cool.
And if you find that you're having difficult getting to sleep, or that you're not waking up refreshed and you're tired during the day, it's probably a good idea to talk to your healthcare team. But one thing I remember, somebody said once is, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but before you go to bed at night, you should take a walk. Is that right?
Well, exercise during the day has definitely been shown to help you fall asleep faster and to get a better quality night's
Does it matter
rest.
what time of the day you exercise?
I don't think it matters.
I thought it was like right after dinner or something. I know I see people walking around our neighborhood after dinner time.
Okay.
And I figure they probably have something going.
I figure they probably just can't do that during the day when they're at work.
Oh, didn't think of that. Okay. Could be a scheduling
But
problem.
exercise during the day certainly can be helpful, and maybe a meditative or yoga practice before bed.
Okay, so more, not like a heavy
Quiet,
exercise
right.
routine. Because I do know people that exercise late at night, and then they go home, and I don't know if they... Now, am I off topic here?
Yeah,
I'm
these
probably
are all-
off topic.
these are all tales and stories.
But anyway, when I was a
Nana Lita.
youngster, way back in the 1970s...
And you had to walk 12 miles to school, uphill through snow.
in the 1970s...
After milking the cow.
1970s...
Oh, okay, sorry.
When you were just a little youngster, yes, and I was a mechanic for the Chicago Transit Authority bus company, I was working 3 different shifts every week.
Okay, stop stomping your foot.
Okay. I
If you hear
hated
a
that.
thudding
See,
noise,
I
that's-
hate that job. I hated that job. You know why?
I guess so. I feel the tension.
Okay. 2 days I would work days.
Right.
And then I would work afternoons, and then I would work nights.
Right.
Well, you know what? You cannot figure out when the hell you're supposed to sleep.
That would be called harassment nowadays.
Well, that works with your, what they call it, circadian rhythm.
Right.
I hated that shift.
Well, yeah, shift work is extremely difficult and can definitely affect your sleep quality. And if you go to the National Sleep Foundation, they do have specific tips for shift workers to help them get a better day's sleep.
Well, you know what I did? Do you remember what I did?
I remember you sleeping on a sofa.
No, try again. Do, 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 do. Okay, the other problem with that job was I worked outdoors. Okay, because I'm a mechanic on a bus. It's not like you pull it into, well, we had garages, but the doors were always open. It was cold work in the winter. I bought, and I'm dating myself, I bought a heated waterbed.
Oh, okay.
They don't have those anymore, do they?
It sounds very 70s.
Yeah. So
When
anyway,
I
I
think
had
about
this
it, yeah.
heated waterbed, and
If this story is putting you to sleep, that we
yes.
achieved our
So,
purpose
and
for today.
because it was a queen size waterbed, we put it in the basement because I was worried that it would go through the
Oh
floor.
my God, Jack! Please
I am learning more and more
cut her
about
off,
you.
20 minutes ago.
All right. So anyway,
Yeah,
you can leave this
so
in there.
she was sleeping in the basement
Sleeping
in the
basement,
dark.
in the dark. Yes,
heated
very
waterbed,
dark,
and that
very
helped her
dark,
sleep.
on a heated waterbed, and it helped me
But
relax
also,
to
your
go to
shift
sleep.
work should be scheduled in such a manner that you are able to adequately adjust to that schedule. And if not, that's a real OSHA type concern.
Right. Yeah, that was a terrible thing.
It's
I mean,
called
I
harassment.
feel bad
You went
for
through a lot of harassment. They also shouldn't do a number of the other things they did.
right, but I mean, like nurses, doctors, they have
Yes,
shift work.
they do, but it's usually a whole week of that shift.
Oh yeah, rather
or a
than
month of
today,
that shift.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, remember, one of the things that we mentioned earlier is make your bedroom as dark as possible.
what
Yes,
So
she
if
did.
you
and
don't
that's
have
the
the light
basement.
coming.
Right.
Right.
And actually, they found that a little bit cooler, on the cooler side, is actually better for
Not if
sleep.
you're freezing from being outside working as a mechanic all day. I'll tell you that hot
I don't
water
think
bed
there's
was
a lot of study on
nice.
that. Okay.
Well, I can do a study on that.
Okay.
All right,
We'll
anyway,
sign you up.
back to topic.
Yeah. I think we're all done with our topic.
Okay.
Although there may be a medical reason why you're not getting a good night's sleep. I know before I had surgery, I had something called central sleep apnea. And
Central sleep apnea?
yes, and I stopped breathing up to 90 times in an hour.
Oh, I remember that. You had a machine that would make you breathe.
Yes. Some
And
people
Buddy hated it.
Well, Buddy he's an alert dog, and he's supposed to alert whenever I stop breathing, and that's
There was
why.
beep, beep, beeping.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
And some people have
Regular sleep apnea.
regular sleep apnea, and they can also utilize. Oh, okay. I guess Ron's
has sleep
seriously,
apnea.
yeah.
Ron has regular sleep apnea.
And do you use a machine to help you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay, but do you use a CPAP?
BiPAP?
No, I used a BiPAP because I
You used a
couldn't
BiPAP.
breathe.
Okay.
Yeah.
You use a CPAP.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Is that uncomfortable to sleep with also?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, see,
However, let me just add that because of this, knowing about the breathing stopping and all that, and some of the other health concerns we talk about, I do make it a point to wear it every night. Now, it is uncomfortable, and it does affect the way I sleep, but you have to weigh the benefits versus, what can
health
happen.
the
The
health
health
def-
risk,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I don't necessarily wake up with it every morning, but I go to bed with it every night, and I try to do it as much as possible. And I do find that it does help. It's hard to get used to.
Well, for me, I had a severe injury, so I was taking a lot of medications, and I could have slept through anything. So
That's true.
Yeah, because mine was a brain injury. Yeah, I could have. Yeah, it didn't bother me at all. I mean, like, not at all.
She even slept through the alarms.
Yeah, I wasn't breathing.
The one thing with the machine is it is a hose that it's attached to
Right,
you.
right.
So if you're somebody like me
You
who
roll
tosses
over.
and turns
Right.
and what have
Well,
you,
do you have a stand, kind of like our mic stands, where it holds it up in the air so it gives you flexibility and range of motion?
That's a nice idea.
They have those.
no,
You
not
should
yet.
get one of those.
Anyways,
Yeah, there's a lot of accessories that can make sleeping
With
with,
the-
a
with the-
CPAP or
yes.
a BiPAP.
more comfortable.
Right.
I'm actually interested in doing some research. There's supposed to be some other items out there that help with sleep apnea that are not necessarily.
Well, I think it depends on the form
Right.
of sleep apnea.
Right.
But
You know what? Eventually, we're going to all be sleeping in tubes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. I mean, you've seen the futuristic movies where the people sleep in a
I
tube.
don't think that's actually a movie of the future.
Oh.
kind of like when you're getting a CT scan. And you
Yeah. But no, an enclosed tube. So you get in the tube, it closes,
Okay, if you do have
And
a
then
phobia
the
about
water,
enclosed
or
spaces,
the water, not
Exactly.
the water.
please tune into our phobia episode. Because I know that made me nauseous, and I don't even have a fear of enclosed spaces.
Oh no, it would be open. It would be
Okay.
glass covered
Okay.
so that you could see out.
Did
Maybe
you watch
even
The Matrix before falling asleep yesterday? Okay.
Let's wrap
All
this show up, folks.
Yeah. Well, we've clearly learned a lot on today's episode. If you happen to have any questions or comments or have a topic that you'd like us to cover, please let us know. You can contact us at PodcastDX@yahoo.com, through our website, PodcastDX.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or Instagram. Or if you see us on the street, go ahead and stop us and let us know.
And if you have a moment to spare, please give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. And as always, please keep in mind that this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment, and before undertaking a new healthcare regime. And never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on this podcast.
till next week.